living by the Spirit. But if the Spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, he who raised Christ from the dead would also give life to your mortal bodies through his Spirit who dwells in you. Romans 8:11. Are you living to die, or are you dying to live? This is not an easy question, even for those of us who are familiar with the Scriptures. This implies a clear understanding that living for Christ means death to our flesh and the desires of its habits. The good news is that we have a helper to accomplish such an immense and difficult feat. It is the Holy Spirit who dwells in us and who gives us life in the fullness of Christ. Thus, it is through him who reconciles to achieve all things so that they are on earth as they are in heaven, making peace through the blood of his cross. Colossians 1:20. Surprisingly, there is a practical side of estimating what it's like to live in the Spirit. In simple terms, it is living life abundantly for the glory of God. We can still follow our daily activities, enjoy our family, friends, and community. What counts the most is that we live in a unique and a close relationship with Christ through the power and the communion of the Holy Spirit. In fact, you'll be tested every day as you take up your cross and practice dying to the normal addictions of selfishness and the habitual desires of the flesh. It is about adopting a humble attitude in everything and asking for help from the Holy Spirit. Dying to the lure of the flesh is a lifelong battle. We consistently need to be reminded that we're crucified with Christ. The moment we are facing with an awakening of the flesh, we must respond appropriately and diligently, affirming to ourselves, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me, and the life that I live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Galatians 2:20. I know it is not that easy, especially when we face a particular temptation that seems overwhelming. However, by accepting to live through the Holy Spirit, he is the one who supports and assists us to respond appropriately and overcome sinful nature. And that is why we cannot respond to temptation with our own logic. It must be confronted by living through the Spirit who allows us to be conquerors. Be proactive in your Christian journey. Do not allow the flesh to hold you back from the amazing things that the Spirit has saved for your victorious destiny.